Yo, what's going on down here?
My name is Jay Bravo from New York City. I feel like I should say that. I guess I would consider myself just an overall expressive person. I don't limit myself to one specific medium, but I like to embrace all of them. Mostly, I just do like your classical art, fine arts, what's considered fine arts, painting, drawing, mixed media work. I honestly just don't seem to like limit myself to any particular medium. I just love them all. I love mixing them all. I also see skateboarding as an extension of that in my everyday life. I feel like what art is always usually about is about making decisions. What people, or I don't know if people take it for granted, but at least the way I like to see skateboarding, it's a lot about decision making in terms of what spots you're going to skate and what tricks you're going to do in like certain like rotations and lines. It's also about like what you're wearing while you're skating and how that, I feel like that has an influence that people don't know. There's decisions that come around skating that are just so expressive and creative that I try to use to their fullest advantage. I feel like I have like a nice mixture of like different things. I feel like what skating has taught me is the idea of style, you know what I mean? Style in the sense that like style has to come naturally. As an artist, I'm never making like a concrete decision, you know what I mean? I'm allowing the piece to make the decision for me and I'm leading the piece there, you know what I mean? I'm the creative person behind it, but I always feel like what the art that I make that I find the most expressive or creative is the one that simply just like comes out organically and naturally. And I feel that when I'm street skating. Like when I'm street skating and I'm not even filming and I'm skating like down the street, it feels like the most natural. There's no incentive for me to be skating or for me to be like making art. It's simply an expression of the moment. That's what I enjoy the most out of art.
Do you feel like that's what your art is?
Yeah, I feel like it is like momentary glimpses, just a certain moment. When I was talking about decisions, it is a lot of decisions, but the decisions aren't ultimately mine, you know what I mean? It's about like bringing together a certain feeling, or it's like flow, yeah, and I can't necessarily like control that. It's just an expression. It's meant to be what it's meant to be. Like I start off without necessarily, like I don't start with like a certain like goal or like what's going to happen. It just sort of expresses itself. As of lately, I've really been traveling to like Latin America. And like in specific, I was in Ecuador and Colombia last summer, and then like I'm going to Mexico again this summer. I was just visiting most of Latin America, and like I have like a particular interest with that because I feel like it's a culture that like I didn't necessarily have like as much like respect. Not only respect, but enough. I wasn't proud of it as much as I should have been when I was younger, and I feel like I want to embrace that to its fullest and allow myself to be influenced by it because I feel like I have a closer ties to it than I ever would have thought I did. When I get to embrace an environment I'm not necessarily accustomed to, I feel like it brings forth like some of the most creative thoughts for me.
Most of marriage